Sometimes you find something that's just so outrageous you have to buy it. Case in point, this briefcase with its ratty little homemade handle and nuts and bolts all over the top and the bottom. One latch here that's broken. This latch is not. It holds it together. But it's what's inside that counts. And inside we have a complete car radio system from the mid-1970s. We have a AM/FM antenna. I bought the radio, did not come with the antenna. We have power. And we have speakers. So let's take a closer look at it. Alright, I've hooked the power up here to a 12-volt adapter. We've got the antenna plugged in, laying on the workbench. This is a Boman Astrosonix BM-1332B. The speakers are Dynatronic, 5 by 7 inches, 3-ounce magnets, 5.5 watts each. We'll call that mounted horizontally, and so someone took a 6 by 9 inch grill and protected the important parts for when it's laying in the case and otherwise exposed. A lot of thought went into this. Even the little way they mounted it with a rise here from the back to the front. If that was laying flat on the bottom of the briefcase, you wouldn't be able to operate it. At least not get your cassettes in and out. I've tried to figure out what would possess someone to make a little homebrew system like this. Were they a salesman whose company didn't give them a good car with a good radio? Were they someone who traveled a lot in rental cars that didn't have radios and they wanted something? But I keep coming back to the fact that would be silly. There was much easier options back then with portable units that had cassette players or 8-tracks, whatever you wanted. And this isn't really portable. It does require power, so I couldn't come out with a good reason practically to do something like this. So I came to the conclusion someone did it just because they could, just for fun. They had an idea and they just ran with it. Just a sort of a proof of concept thing. Could be wrong, probably never know. But they did spend a little time thinking about it. Everything wired and screwed in properly. It all fits just right. When the case is closed, you have your space for your speakers and everything else. So, props to them for doing this, but let's see how it works. Now, the dial is lighted. I don't think we'll see it too well here, but we have our local and distance switch. We have our tone control knob, on, off, and volume. And of course, this is also the channel selector.
Personal irritation or annoyance. We don't go and confront stuff about, man, you.
We also have our cassette player. Now the cassette player has fast forward. Doesn't have fast reverse, but it does have fast forward.
This funny thing called love. Just
try and keep the amount of anyone's songs down for copyright. Probably fail again.
resolve this right now, James.
Let's work it out, Wayne. I don't want to be in conflict with you. You're one of my favorite people. Can't we?
Of course, we have AM.
Who does that to me? You know that, right?
Whereas a guy like Kevin Hogan, who comes from the Stanford offense, that kind of is already...
I don't get a lot of AM stations, only a few.
I think that's...
Sports and religion.
Ether vintage. I got nothing. 3 and 109.
Without the antenna, which I bought, I got pretty good FM reception, amazingly, but I didn't get any AM.
Word. And today we want to study one of the most... Today, see your centralresort.com.
Way. And you're listening to the Diane Rehm Show.
Before would require background.
So, radio works very well on both AM and FM. Local and distance don't seem to do anything. Actually, I seem to get a little better reception on distance. Cassette player works fine after all these years. I think this is probably a early to mid 70s unit. Not 100% sure on that. But like I say, I was just fascinated by it. That someone would take the trouble to go through and make a little homebrew system like this for reasons unknown. And I think just because they could. So that is the little briefcase car radio system with a Boman Astrosonix BM-1332B radio and a pair of 5x7-inch 5.5 watt speakers from Dynatronic. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.